Bless the Lord. Good morning. Good morning to everyone on the hearing of my voice. Let me thank God for this another day. It's also a very important day in our land, in the land of Jamaica. Um, Emancipation Day. And we want to thank God for this day. I got up very early from in the 1 o'clock hours. That's the time you can catch a little water. And because of that, I got up, and God is so good that I got some water to wash after throwing the machine carrot and throw it in the machine and get to wash some clothes, and got myself a very nice bath this morning. Even though I have the bath, I'm still burning up with heat, but thanks be to God for the water. Thanks be to God. And I know this morning a lot of persons out there can give God thanks for something that He has done during the week and even this morning. There's something that you can give Him thanks for. And, as I was there, I'm thinking about emancipation, right? I I am a person that never really know much about these things, what they really are. Not ashamed to say it, because there may be many more out there who doesn't understand. When you grow up into family poor, you don't get to go to school as you should. There are days when children in school and we are there, maybe on the road, have to be selling something to make a living. So I know what poor is. I know to be poor what it is. So because of that, a lot of things you didn't learn in school, and you come up and didn't know what it meant, or a lot of things you don't know, you just don't know. And to be honest, I want to give God thanks for even the social media. There is good in it and there is bad in it. And it's bad because of what people use it for. That's what makes the bad come in. But there are people there that really takes you back in civics, in history. And I learn a lot through some of these programs, right? And because of some of those programs, it helped me to be reading. I'm not a 100% reader, but I am giving God thanks. I can help myself in certain way. And as the time goes by and I try to read, I find out that there are sometimes you're reading and you don't even know the word, you pass it. And by the time you read somewhere else, you find yourself call the word. And I believe God is helping me in many ways than one. And I want to give God thanks. Being in church helped me a lot growing up in church, reading Bible, learning in Sunday school and Bible class. It helped me a lot. And that's why I can say to somebody that being a Christian is it worth it. It's worth it. There is nothing to lose but to gain, right? And I'm looking at emancipation. And this morning I said, let me see what emancipation is all about. Because you only hear the name and people jumping up, and you don't know the real truth about it or what it meant to individual. Because I am coming up, I don't know what these are all about and those things. But when I look up for on the word emancipation, right? It said to me, it's an act of setting someone free from from the control, power, or legal authority of other person or group. It brings freedom from slavery, unfair rules, or a parent's control, right? So in other words, then it is saying that, when you think about slavery, it is saying here that slavery is something that the in first time days, the plantation master, they would have you, and even like the ladies, I know that much that sometimes even the ladies, they have them in their house, working in their house, and sometimes they end up having affair with them, get them pregnant, and when they done, they hunger them bad, they beat them. They have others that they carry them out. If they do something, they beat them in the back with whip and all those things. You are in bondage. You are in slavery, right? And when I read concerning Jamaica, right, it is telling when Jamaica actually come from under that kind of slavery. 18 I think is 1838 it said somewhere there are, right. So when I look at that and what it said emancipation should be, even in our country today, we must agree that we are not even completely free. We are not completely free. We are in some way we are still slave. Because if you look in the country today, to be honest, you find out that there are unfair laws still. You find out that there are laws that it said the law must be equal between each and every person, right? So the fact of the matter is, if you find me with a pin and you say I steal that pin and you lock me up for it, right? I don't have any money. Say I'm poor, so I don't have any money to help myself. So I have to pay the penalty, right? A rich man may do the same thing. And what come out of it? They pay their way out. They don't get no punishment because they can pay their way out, right? And that is unfair laws, right? So if we're talking about emancipation, we're supposed to follow what the meaning is. Fair law between each other. What is good for you must good for me. What you have a house, it must be in your heart for another person to have a house. You can't be owning 10, 20 house and somebody out there lying on the street side don't have nowhere to live. It's still a form of slavery. It means that it's still not fair to each and every one. We don't love the way we should love, right? It said when you're free in your mind and in the social civics rights, it's also mean ending unfair laws or social limit that keep groups of people from having equal rights. And there are so many laws and so many things that keep people from having equal rights. We don't have equal rights in everything, even in Jamaica here. Some get favors, meanwhile some have to pay the punish. And sometimes you are even innocent and you still ending up have to be punished. You have to be left out. You go for your work and it's a pick and choose thing, right? Position given to some and you just box out. So we are not emancipated at all. We are not yet there. So we still have to remember that we are saying that we are free and law must be equal. And I'm saying that we have to so examine ourselves, the message that we sent out. We give God thanks that we are no more under those British slavery or whatever. But at the same time, some of us are still slavery in our own country. But one thing I'm saying to you, you also have spiritual emancipation, right? And spiritual emancipation mean freedom from sin and fear through true truth and love, right? If you read St. John's 8:36, That is the Son set, who the Son set free, you are truly free. If God set you free, He has nothing over you. He don't say you're free today and tomorrow you're under bondage. He don't give you something today and tomorrow He takes it back. When He set you free, you are free indeed. You live in freedom. It's just for you to continue living in that liberty. Right? 2 Corinthians 3:17. The Spirit of the Lord is there, is liberty. Where the Spirit of the Lord is liberty. Anywhere God's Spirit is, it is liberty. And it's behold us to stay in liberty. And even in Galatians 5 verse 1 tells us that Christ had set us free, so we do not carry a yoke of slavery again. God set us free, so let us walk in that freedom, right? And I'm just cutting something short based on the video. Know the truth, understand freedom, that freedom is already given through faith, not earned by hard work. Choose daily not to go back to old bad habits or old fear. Use your new freedom to love and help other people. So the fact that God set us free, we that accept Christ and living for Christ, let us live in that freedom. Let us rejoice in that freedom. And let us share that freedom with someone else. Let us tell someone else about the true freedom of God, that true emancipation that we experience with God. Let us let somebody know that there are better emancipation day in Jesus Christ than what is in the world. What is in the world is man-made emancipation. But the truth about it, our parents fought for this emancipation day. They fight for it. But yet still, we are still living under some slave master. We are still living among some people that doesn't care about human life. They don't business what they do to you. They don't care how you live. I have experienced struggling with the rich, I experience really have fight with the rich up there because they are rich. They try to use their money to really call you down or humiliate you, right? And they drag you. You won't tell you they're going bring you go court or they're going to do this or do that. I have experienced situation like that. So when I'm talking, I am not talking of mere hearsay or whatever. I am talking of my own self-experience. So I know if I were to live under those things, I would be living in fear and trembling and don't know how to even move to do anything, because sometimes those things make you fear, because when them have their money, them exercise power and them use them power to fear you and cow you down. And if you don't know to stand up for your right and talk and try to beg God help to carry you through in everything you do, you have to depend on God. And during those times, I only have to fast and pray and depend on God. And God truly deliver. God help me through. So I'm saying to you, the best emancipation you can find is in Jesus Christ. If you only take Him as your deliverer. He already paid the price for us. He already died for us. So He's make that freedom for us, that we can have freedom forever and freedom forevermore. And even then, in one song, Bob Marley said, free your mind from mental slavery. It's only we can free ourselves. It's only you can set yourself free. Nobody can do it. So today, as this Emancipation Day, I'm inviting you to the true emancipation, which is Jesus Christ the Lord. Amen.